Hey, welcome to Fish Talk Live, the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week. We're going to go through this. Look at this. How about that? That was from today. That was from one of mine from today. That was a pretty good one. It was a big, it was a 30, I believe it was a 30-inch redfish from earlier today. All right, we got client of Captain Brian Frechette. Let me get out of the screen here so you can see it. It's a nice little cobia. Wow, nice gag. Captain Court. My goodness. That's a thick one. Hey, look at that. Somebody got a check. I believe that was from the tournament this weekend. I'm almost positive. Yep, Jessica with a nice redfish. Real nice redfish. She's always on this thing. I'm telling you. Yeah. Yeah, we're just waiting on Gary and Billy. They'll be here hopefully by the time the show starts. Because this would be odd for me to do this by myself. There you go, James. Another nice redfish. Really nice redfish, actually. Those are the ones I'm looking for. Laura got a nice snook. Way back in the sticks. They've been doing a lot of fishing lately. See their stuff on Facebook all the time. There's another one of mine from today. That was from earlier today. Yep, that was a nice mid-slot red. Always tell people to cover their thumbs when we take the pictures, and he didn't do it. Makes the fish look better. Court again. ARS. The elusive ones. I guess they don't exist anymore, right? There's a nice one. Nice redfish right there. That's off of Teddy's boat. Little sheep's head. Another one from Teddy. That's a pretty good sized sheep's head for this time of year, too. Gosh, where are these guys at? I hope they get here soon. Yeah. All right, this is the pregame show, I guess, today, and we're waiting for the guys. They're going to do the intro. Hopefully they'll be here pretty soon. So, yeah, we'll go right into the intro. How about that? We're going to go right into the intro now, and these guys better show up.
Beyond the woods, down the twists and the turns, through the marsh lies the knowledge needed to fish the nature coast.
Fish Talk Live.
Welcome to
Fish Talk Live.
Presented by
Phillips Auto Group.
Man, they got us all the way over here to get to hang out with this guy and fish with him. That Ram towed nice and easy. Billy, gotta love a Phillips dealership vehicle.
Absolutely.
And the customer support.
Beautiful truck too.
And I'm pretty sure, did Phillips, they make those school buses now too, right?
I'm pretty sure.
That's a beautiful truck, dude.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Guys,
That's a vibe in its own.
we are over in New Smyrna. We're obviously not at the studio at the moment, but we came over here and started fishing with our friend, Fish City himself, Jay Johnson, and your Instagram tag is J Rockfish.
Yeah.
J Rockfish.
Fishing with Jay.
Fishing with Jay, your YouTube channel.
Yeah, Fishing with Jay on the Bahio Sunglasses channel.
Hell yeah. Well, Jay, you came over to Ozello, stayed with us, hung out with us.
Did this show with you guys.
Did this show,
Which was super fun. Never done anything live before. That was really cool. And then people were like asking us questions. That was awesome.
So make sure if you guys have a question for Jay, ask it right now. We'll monitor those comments. But Jay, we had a blast with you in our hometowns, but man, I think we had more fun with you showing us around your your neck of the woods. I know you go all over, but I mean, would you consider this your primary home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, I don't know how we could beat when we were down there. Ozello rules. I was looking at property and all that kind of stuff. I'm telling you. But I mean, I guess no matter where you are, there you are.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like it doesn't really matter where you are if you have that adventurous spirit and want to go outside. I think you're gonna get hooked.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I'm super glad to see you guys came and had fun. I mean, that's like
Dude.
always a scary spot. I was like, hey, come on over here, and then like nothing good happens.
Well, now, so real quick, we don't want to give up too much. So what we've been doing is we've been filming over here for the next New Waters episode. So we're not going to talk about what we accomplished and all the
Yeah.
crazy stuff that happened and that we did.
Epic.
But, Jay, tonight's episode is actually about Tarpon. So we're going to have Court on the show here in a little bit. We know he's the Tarpon guy down south. Just hanging out with us past few days and not picking up a fly rod. What did you notice the biggest difference between, tarpon fishing, watching us throw those spin rods? Is there
Okay,
is there a big difference?
I'd say there's some advantages to both, but the main thing is when a tarpon rolls and you guys are cast 100 yards or 100 feet over there, you gotta spin it in, spin it in, spin it in, spin it in, spin it in. By the time the tarpon's could be 200 yards the other way. With a fly rod, you're over there and you're stripping, and all of a sudden the tarpon rides over. You pick it up and you cast it over to them.
Oh, that
I
makes
can
so
see
much
that.
more sense.
Then we're
Thanks,
on
I see
them.
that.
We're on them before because if they come up and they come back down to the bottom and cruise,
Uh-huh.
we need to get them before they make it down there. So you either got to be ready. I mean, no, I had nothing about it. Everything I learned about a spinning rod, I learned from you guys. so maybe I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, same here.
Just so I said, I'm not trying to be like this. But I was like chewing my teeth. When I was out there, I think about that of like, and with redfish or anything when you're striking out at a fish or when your lure's way over there and you guys reel so slow. A fly rod. You don't basically use reel, but I can pick up, call it 60 feet of line. I could pick up 60 feet of line, false cast it once, and put it where they were. That's one thing. And then also the flies are smaller.
Yeah.
And every bait that I saw flipping around out there today was really small.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
so, and I don't know if you could throw like a plastic or whatever you guys call it. Like, I don't know if you have anything that big that you could throw 100 feet or, I don't really know.
I don't know either. I mean, I've been really curious on, throwing a fly on a spinning rod.
Water bobber.
Water bobber? Yeah.
It worked. I mean, those hoagies too, they've got to work. The hoagies, seeing a hoagie swim is like mesmerizing to me and I want to eat it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
pretty
got,
action.
again, I don't know anything about spinning rods, and maybe we're just you guys are eliciting the strike or the predatory response from the tarpon. I don't really know.
And those hoagie baits he's talking about, we're going to be talking about those on the Nature Coast Financial Advisors Tackle Table Talk here shortly. So, but they're actually really cool baits.
Oh, yeah.
And
Really nice action to it.
Yeah, and we'll go over this more in a little bit. So we didn't have a whole lot of time to really try to use them in the right situation. So later this week, I think Mario and I might try to get out and go get on some tarpon back home with them, and we'll do a follow-up. But we are going to do like a show and tell on them because they are really intriguing
Oh,
baits.
yeah, absolutely. I like the way they worked.
Yeah.
They're beautiful in the water, all shapes, all sizes, all lengths, all colors. Like they're a magical thing to operate. I actually operated a pretty big one, fishing for lake trout on ice, like watching it dance. And that's when I first realized, well, I'm doing the wrong thing. I want to just fish that thing. Yeah, they just look so cool.
They do. All right, Mario keeps calling me, Billy. We need to get back to the studio. Jay, dude, I love
Good to
it.
see you guys.
We got a haul that stuff. Come on,
Hey,
man.
good to see you, brother. Thank you very much.
Come on, Billy. Mario's gonna be pissed.
All right, thank you.
Stay out of trouble, boys. Be safe.
We'll see you
Yeah,
soon.
good to see you,
Be
Jay.
safe.
All right. We got like 5 minutes to get back to the studio. Let's go. Hey. Sorry, Mario. Thanks for holding it down, man.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you holding the fort down. What's happening, y'all?
Guys, that was awesome. Dude, you gotta go check out
A little bit of East Coast fishing there.
Oh man, that was so much fun. Our friends over at Bahio, they threw just a good time for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Bree. See, we always get welcomed home.
No, these are fresh ones.
I think that one's yours, isn't it? Oh,
She popped one.
All right, so we're back at the studio now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Check out.
Appreciate y'all's patience.
Check out Fishing with Jay. His Instagram tag is JRockfish. His YouTube is Fishing with Jay.
Yeah.
All those people at Bahio Sunglasses, incredible people.
Amazing people.
Incredible product. We couldn't accomplish what we did the past 3 days without Bahio.
100%. That place was all about sight casting.
Yeah.
It was great.
Dude, insane. So, we are talking Tarpon tonight. Sorry, we're a little out of breath. We're talking Tarpon, the Silver King,
Oh, yes.
the giant mullet.
Believe it or not, it's not because they eat the silver mullet. It's because it's a silver fish, come to find out.
No idea.
thunk it?
Had no idea. What we've been doing the past few days, so it's somewhat on the hush-hush. Obviously, kind of where we were. We were camping out with our friends over at Bahio. And we got to experience so much stuff over there.
Absolutely did.
It was unbelievable. We tried, we saw, I feel like we conquered
Oh, yeah.
what we're talking about tonight, the
Yep.
Silver King.
Absolutely. Outside of the Silver King, though, we had a redfish tournament this weekend. How did that go? I think you all took in, 5th place?
Yeah, we got the big check.
Yeah.
Our entry fee back, but man, I tell you what, Billy, dude, that was the Florida Redfish Series. It was the St. Augustine stop, so we had never truly fished there before. We fished a little further north.
So you guys played into it pretty late on the pregame side of it, so it was kind of a new waters for you.
It was definitely a new waters, man, that was a cool experience too. It was just like the Jacksonville tournament, except it was reversed. So we had just 2 or 3 hours to actually scout, and it was at the end of the day, which when that tide falls out in that area, Billy,
Says see ya.
it disappears, and red fishing shuts down. It truly does.
That makes it tough.
It makes it really tough. But so we saw the outgoing tide part of it, and it was the worst scouting that we have ever had. But almost every tournament leading up to this, we've had great scouting and not so good rough tournament day. So it was opposite. We had a great day. There was a huge storm that came through. It was definitely tough. We got really fortunate and lucky that we kind of climbed up into this area. Mm-hmm. What's that? Oh man, Bree. Oh, chug it.
Enjoy.
Bree.
Oh, I noticed. We noticed.
What do you think, we're rookies?
Oh yeah. So we just had somebody try and call a game of life situation.
So
it
Bree,
just backfired.
For those of you that don't know, there's a game that we kind of play here very responsibly. It's called the Game of Life. If you want to know the full rules, unfortunately, you have to join the Game of Life. But Bree just tried to call out 2 veterans at the Game of Life, thinking we thought she was trying to be nice.
Yeah. I was like,
yeah. Mm-hmm. But we know her game, and she just tried to whisper in our ear the code word to call us out. But she's back there chugging a beer right now. So.
It's a beautiful sight.
Yeah. You got a drink, Bree. So anyway, it was a great turnout. Jacob and I spent about 3 hours in the morning. That tide was super low. It didn't start coming in until 8, 9 o'clock. We actually fished docks.
Oh, that's
in
a
the
lot
intercoastal. We had really no water, and we watched all these people start getting stuck, and they were trying to get to these areas that we felt might have been fishy, but there was not much water.
Yeah.
So we just kind of had fun. We put one of the tournament fish in the boat right off rip. Then we spent the next pretty much 3 hours without a bite, Billy.
Oof. That makes for a long afternoon and kind of on the sad, depressing side.
Yep.
So it's nice to hear that you all got an enlightening bite.
Yeah, and then we got to upgrade that second fish, shoot 4 times.
Ooh. Ooh,
So-
can't argue with that.
Yeah, no, it was a
Found
good
that
day.
honey hole.
Jacob got a sweet trout, 25-inch on top water.
That's always nice to see. Big
was a
old
good
yellow
time.
bucket mouth coming up.
But we love our friends at Florida Redfish Series. We love the tournament they put on. They have one tournament left with Panacea coming up in June. And then if you fish 2 of those tournaments, the regular season tournaments, you qualify for the championship in Steinahachie. So if you guys have only fished one tournament, make sure you at least sign up for the Panacea tournament to get entered, to get qualified for the championship. So we love our friends over there. They put on a great tournament, great events. But we're not here to talk about redfish. We are here to talk about tarpon.
Silver King.
So thankfully, we've got, you and I know nothing about tarpon, Billy. Nothing.
No, I know what they look like. That's
I've caught
about it.
one in my life,
No, I have not.
and it was on a trout head. But we've got Captain Mario Castello, our very own, who's going to be taking the whole tackle table talk segment on some hoagie baits that
Yes.
specifically are meant for tarpon, this pack that he's going to be showing off in a little bit. And then he's going to be on the casting couch, his home turf over there, talking to one of the greats,
Oh, Captain Court.
Captain Court, man. He is like a legend when it comes to tarpon fishing.
You want to know, eat, breathe fish, well / eat, breathe fish, tarpon? That's Court's the man.
Yeah, dude. And not only that, dude, he's such a cool man. Like,
Oh, yeah.
dude,
Down to earth.
there's a few people in this world that you could have the worst day in your life, and then you approach somebody and you're just like, you forget it all. Court's
Yeah.
one of those guys. So make sure you guys check out his Facebook and his social. We'll talk about that here in a little bit and try to get a trip booked with him, because
Absolutely.
we're going to be scheduling ours here soon. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break, get our breath back, and watch Bree finish this chugging this beer over here. And we're going to be talking about some tarpon baits and some tarpon fishing here.
Excited to hear about it.
We're back.
Now servicing the Central Florida area at Phillips Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Ocala, located on South Highway 441.
Welcome to the Nature Coast Financial Advisors Tackle Table Talk. I am Captain Mario Castello. We are going to be talking hoagie lures. We have a tarpon kit of hoagie lures. You want to zoom in on some of this stuff? It comes with a two pack of these, the original 10-inch in the bone color. And it looks like we have like a hot pink. It comes with the rigging hooks. This one looks like it's the weedless or maybe the slow sinking. It's unweighted. It's got a grip pin on the very front of it. Hook it similarly to a plastic worm. And it also comes with a handful of these. Let me see what these are. These are the Pro Tails, the 5.5-inch paddles. It comes with 4 or 5 of these in different various colors. Some of the packs are empty. I would assume that someone has used them already.
And lost them.
Yeah,
I may have done that.
I would assume that.
Not
but,
on the fish.
No.
But this is it comes all in one kit. It's all emptied out here. That's why it's empty right here. It's the tarpon kit. It has all this in one. I would guess you could get these from Hoagie Lures from their website or whoever.
Yeah, you can go straight to the hoagie.com website.
Yeah, hoagie.com. But I believe I want some explanation on how you lost a couple of these baits.
All right, so how I lost my first initial fish, bait rather. I found my first tarpon, got super excited, and I forgot the most important thing about casting. Open the bail.
Yeah, open the bail.
Yeah.
Here, come up here.
Yeah, and that was the worst part is it landed right at the tarpon. Completely missed it.
Yeah, the bait landed
I'm like-
perfect.
It was a very sad, depressing thing until we saw like another dozen more swim in. So
It was the final day. We were a bit exhausted, and
Yeah.
And Mario, there's one thing that we didn't get on film, so we can tell you guys this. What we were doing, by the way, we were filming for an episode of our New Waters show, which you can find on New Waters or YouTube at New Waters.
Yep.
And we got to camp out at Bahio. Jay's got this awesome hammock set up.
Yes.
Right behind this little bus station and stuff, and.
Had a whole campsite set up for us right in the yard.
Dude, it was so cool. It had the screen that you could zip around. Billy slept
Very
like a
comfortable.
baby the first night, except a few train horns.
Yeah.
Well,
a couple
this
trains going
morning,
by.
what happened, Billy?
Yeah, so this morning, around 3 o'clock, snoozing great. Comfortable hammock, and then all of a sudden it started raining. But there was no forecast for rain, so I unzipped, freaking out. Didn't understand what was happening at that point at 3 a.m. Come to find out, the sprinklers were working.
He got drenched.
Yep, got drenched. I blocked out those sprinklers. I felt pretty good about it. 30 minutes later, I fall asleep to another set of sprinklers coming on the other side of the hammock. It was a long night, or morning rather.
So it was a good time.
Yeah.
So this is one of the baits that we started out with today. We're not going to say what species, because this one we were not throwing at Tarpon. We didn't get a chance to.
It's the surface runner.
This is cool. And Mario, something that you've really talked about in the past is, especially with those DOA cals, the 305s, is working them like needlefish.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's like a Captain Mario special there. This thing did the same thing.
It gives a really nice swim through the water. You can work it side to side a bit. It was a really, really cool acting lure there.
Yeah, and you got smacked on a big.
I did.
Big fish. We're not going to say which one it is.
No, sadly missed it.
Big fish. But I could see for big snook here in the Keys especially. What do you think, Mario, the white bait? Is this too big? Is it too intimidating?
I don't think it's too big because it's going to be the same size as these needlefish that they're normally feeding on. So it should work just fine. You could rig it the way they have it rigged here, or you can rig it kind of like what we do with the DOAs, the same exact way. You just hook it through the nose with a 4/0 hook and just rip it right across the surface and let it skip, just like you'd see needlefish skipping on the surface.
Oh, yeah.
And that hoagie will do that beautiful skip across the surface.
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine that in the bone color playing for the snook.
Yeah.
I bet it'd be on fire.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of bigger soft plastic baits out there. One of my favorites is the Maddox. The Maddox, soft plastics. Awesome for grouper. Haven't had a chance to use them for anything else. Him and I are going to go fishing here soon.
Nice.
And we want to go out and specifically target cobia with them.
That'd be sweet.
This thing's cool, man. I was really impressed with it, especially how it started swimming. It's hard to, there we go.
Yeah,
when that water's holding the bottom.
Without the water.
Yeah, that's how it moved right there. It was sweet action.
Yeah.
I really think that this could be big for the big giant snook.
Oh, yes.
And it's light enough that you can throw, with a medium heavy rod or, even a medium. I wouldn't throw anything lighter than a medium. I think you're going to probably...
Just for the targeted species, the size of it.
But, no, that was a super cool one. The other one I really like, too, let's switch over here, Sean. So, Billy, we got to use this thing today. And... it looks identical. You look at this thing in a store. Before this, I really wouldn't buy anything with that big tail. But it mimicked a finger mullet in the water. It was perfect.
You can see how the shape of it right here. You can actually see the shape of the head all the way up through the body. It has scales.
Yeah, it's a very, very pretty lure.
Yeah, it looks just like a little mullet. But the way that the smaller mullets swim, I bet that tail just mimics it just perfectly. But yeah, you can tell just by the way the shape, the design. It does.
Yeah.
It flutters. It undulates, I guess you could call it. You can work them fast. You can work them a little bit slow. You can hop them. But if you just slow swim it, it'd be just like a small finger mullet.
Oh, man, it was cool.
Compared to the schools that we were playing against, it did mimic beautifully.
Yeah,
it was a really cool sight to see.
What I like about it, too, is with that bevel down there, it rises the tail, and that's that fluttering, going through the water. But, even dusting this thing on the bottom, especially out in front of the Keys, where you get those sand patches where the snook typically hide under those overhanging. I bet you that would draw it out too.
That'd be a good grouper bait too. Just
yeah.
If you guys like to jig for grouper, this one, any of the lighter colors or the mullet color, that would be great for grouper fishing.
Yeah, and you know what I think this resembles the colors exactly. It's got a green back on
Yeah,
it.
it looks like a threadfin. Yeah.
Redfin, one of those magic baits.
Oh.
So, I don't know. Mario, you want to try to get out maybe later this week, early next week, and
We'll give it a shot.
go fish with only these?
Yeah.
And do kind of follow up on this next week?
Yeah, we can give it a shot.
Let's do that.
We still have all of our white ones, and we have another one, except for the one.
Yeah.
There's that. But yeah, there's another color that mimics pretty close to that too. So
Yeah, let's do a follow-up next week, guys. I want to use these more here. We have not used these here yet, or me personally. I'm really curious about these, especially this. I'm really curious on that one for snook here.
Yep.
So
We'll give it a shot.
let's go try it out. Well, cool. So Hoagie Baits, check them out. HoagieLures.com. I was mistaken. I said Hoagie.com. It's HoagieLures.com. And I would check these ones out, guys. But if you guys want to wait for us to do a follow-up, we're going to give you our honest opinion. And it looks like they've got a bunch of other different stuff too.
I was just about to say the same thing. It has more than just this hook to rig them with. It also has really large jig heads and a smaller. Here you go.
There it is.
It has the option for the jig, and it also has an option for like a lighter or a heavier hook similar to this, but it's weighted. So they have multiple options for you guys.
Yeah, and they got smaller hooks. It looks like 1.0,
Yeah.
3.0, 4.0. Sweet.
I'm sure they have them in different sizes also, because this is the Tarpon kit. So I'm sure they come in multiple sizes. Like
other
I said, I'm not too
targetable
familiar with
species.
them.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, HoagieLures.com. Check them out. If we're like I said, we're going to give our honest opinion. Mario and I are going to get out later this week or early next week, so we can try to do a follow-up review on the show next week, and we'll see what maybe Court's got something to say about him too.
Maybe is he available?
So he's actually going to be on the next segment. So that's going to be, I think, maybe one of the first questions that I would ask. So
we'll kind of blend the tackle table talk with the casting couch.
love it. But before we do that, let's hear a message from our friends over at Bahio Sunglasses, and then we'll be right back at the State Farm Casting Couch.
Vagabond dreaming takes me through the night. Sipping whiskey by the river, living out of sight. 100 miles an hour in the fast lane. 100 miles an hour toward the light. Sun does come. 100 miles an hour in the fast lane. 100 miles an hour in the fast lane. 100 miles an hour till I'm done.
Welcome back to the Ayinde Matthews Casting Couch. I am Captain Mario Castello. And we have today Captain Court Douthit. I believe that's how you say your last name, correct?
Douthit.
Douthit. Okay. Well, I was close. All right. Now, your specialty, I would assume, is tarpon, since today is our theme is going to be tarpon. Talk to me about what you do and how you do it.
Tarpon is at least what consumes the majority of my thought process.
I understand.
I'm fly guide. So pretty much second week of April through the second week of July, I'm on the water every single day, chasing tarpon with fly rod. I also go down and fish them in Mexico, down in Costa Rica, at least a month a year.
That's awesome.
So
That's good.
That's what makes my world go around.
It's an obsession. It's a bad obsession, actually. I know people that are hooked on it. You know, it's kind of crazy to talk about it, to think about it. But these you are fairly familiar with using these Hoagie lures. So tell me how you work some of these lures and how they work for you.
So I like that bigger one. I also like they make a size smaller. I'll typically fish pink during the daytime. Tarpon are one of the few animals stem cells in their eyeballs, so their vision gets better as they age.
That's something I never knew about it. Yeah, that's actually really interesting.
They eat really small baits for their size. But they're also a lazy fish.
Well, to be that big, I could understand. I think it's efficiency is not really lazy, but yeah, they have to be efficient. Yeah, because they burn a lot of energy.
Call them lazy.
Yeah, I hear you. I am too. So, but how would you work some of these baits? Like, just say you say you like this long bait. How do you work this bait?
For the most part, what I'm doing is fishing off the beach, and and so you want to get that bait in front of the fish, so the bait comes down and the fish comes in following it, and it thinks that it's trying to get away from it, but you just barely. And I tell people all the time, if you put it in the 6-inch by 6-inch box in front of its face, going away from it, they'll eat it. And it's not that they're going to chase it down and eat it typically. They're just going to open their mouth and suck it in. So a lot of times what I'll do is get it out in front of the fish, pull my rod tip high, and just slow reel it. Just as fast as I need to keep it in front of the fish. And don't stop.
It's a very natural presentation then. You're not making a herky-jerky, not making it look like it's injured. You're just making it look like it's swimming like it doesn't know anything's happened.
But the nice thing about those Hoagies is the way that they swim. You know, it really moves nicely in the water for a rubber bait.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that it would swim very, very nicely. Yeah, the way they design them. I can understand why tarpon would suck that bad boy in.
We use the size smaller a lot of times on the beach for tarpon also, just because the water's so clear. But I really like the look. I haven't seen that swimming bait, and I'll definitely be picking a pack of those up this week. A lot of times I have anglers that we're dealing with wind, and so they wind up switching over to the spinning rod. And so I've typically got a pack of Hoagies stashed on the boat somewhere.
Yep, I would say so. Now, tell me one thing. The advantage to fly fishing over spin casting. What would be the biggest advantage? Well, give me the top 3 best advantages from fly fishing than you would for spinning gear.
It was talking with Du Bois, and he was saying, I can pick that up, you know, if I cast and I'm 5 feet left of where I want to be. I can take a couple strips, pick up a bunch of line, and lay it right back down. Exactly. I've already got my distance. So I'm laying it down the same distance, 5 feet to the left. If the fish turns, I can pick it up and lay it back down.
Yeah.
So I think being able to precisely place it is one thing. The second would be the way it enters the water. This is why we got this chewed today.
Court, real quick, I want to touch on what you just said. So Mario didn't get to hear what Jay was saying earlier.
Jay had a good conversation with us about that.
Yeah. So Mario, I see exactly what they said when Jay said it earlier. Because I asked the same question. What's the advantage? Because I've always seen with fly, they seem to be more successful with tarpon. And that was a question that was going through my head today. So Billy and I are sitting there. We would cast one of those Hoagie baits. Yeah. And then all of a sudden...
20 feet over?
Yeah.
A roll.
And then so we'd sit there and reel it in. And then we'd cast where we saw it roll. And then all of a sudden, 40 feet over here, it would roll. And we're like, man, and we were tired. So when they when they were talking about, flicking it out there, and then all of a sudden it's there, it's a quick, for them, you haven't seen me fly fish.
Not
you
us.
don't want to. You don't want to be within 100 feet of me. But, it's a quick doom.
I've
and then
seen
it's
it
back
parking
there.
Yeah, I can understand that. Now when you're using spinning gear or conventional gear, you've got one chance at that fish, maybe two chances at that fish. With the fly, you can drop it in front of his face. If he doesn't eat it, pick it back up, drop it again, pick it back up, drop it again. You can hit him 10 or 12 times right square in the nose, and then it just bothers him to eat it.
Still the most successful.
Right.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, I think you just have a whole lot more chances to catch him with the fly than you would with the conventional. Yep.
Did I lose you?
Yep, you're back now.
Yep, you're back on. I can see you just fine.
Incoming phone call. So the second big advantage is with the spinning rod, you're laying this thing down, like you said, Billy, 20 feet away from the fish and then trying to reel up to it. Where I'm laying down this little bitty bunny strip with, a 1/0 hook in it.
Yeah.
And I can lay that down almost right in front of the fish. And then it just kind of dissolves into the water. And then there's a bait there. Where with the spinning rod, if you try to throw it right in front of the fish, most of the time you're going to spook that fish.
Yeah, it makes total sense too. End up with a big splash versus a soft landing.
Mm-hmm. We have the same thing with redfish here. You can't land right in front of the fish with just about anything other than the free line shrimp.
Yep, you gotta lead them.
Yeah, you gotta lead them really hard. But well, that's good. Yeah, that's great information. What was the third one? Did you have a third one? A third advantage?
The third one I would say is I don't have to get up early and go catch bait.
Yeah, that would be a
solid truth right there.
Yeah, we're not getting any younger. That's for sure. That's for sure.
I feel like there's always a time and a place for each different kind of fishing. I love fishing. Put me on a dock with a Barbie pole and a pack of hot dogs, and I'm still going to be sitting there fishing. But I like the romantic side of fly fishing. Being able to see the fish before you even make a cast and watch it eat the fly is, to me, just crazy exciting.
Good deal. Now you say you're fishing off the beach for these tarpon. So there's a question up here. Does Court use his beard hair strings for his homemade flies?
But I do use my poodle's hair a lot of times.
There you go. Yeah, good deal.
I use the poodle hair.
That's a very strange question.
Swapping it out some.
That's funny.
Oh man. All right, you're setting up. You said you're fishing the beaches for these tarpon. How are you setting up? What are you looking for, and how are you setting up on these fish? Uh-oh, he's got another
phone call.
I bet. Yeah.
Dude, if you guys want to book this guy, I would call.
Be quick.
Yeah, because
he's getting so many incoming phone calls right now.
Yeah, call after the show, please.
Yeah, seriously. So when I was fishing with him and Jay for grouper last year, he got more phone calls for tarpon trips than I've ever experienced. Everybody wants him a piece of Court.
So call him after the show. But like I was saying, how are you? Oh, excuse me. How are you setting up for these tarpon, and what are you looking for?
Oh, we lost the volume.
Uh-oh, we lost your audio, buddy.
Nope.
Can't hear. Nope, no audio. You know sign language?
That's my kind of sign language.
He can hear us, but we can't hear him.
I love Court so much.
No, we still don't have audio. Uh-oh.
All right, so Court, I think.
Oh, I heard something. Oh,
Yep.
that was Sean.
All right, so I think that phone call you got for a tarpon trip probably killed the audio, Court. So you want him to sign off and then come back in? All right. So if you could sign off, come back in, Court. We're gonna kind of chit chat a little bit about some of the stuff you've already talked about, and then we'll see in a second. So did Court already answer? Or I don't know if the question got asked, but does he do other trips besides fly fishing, or is he strictly fly fishing?
I don't think that was a question that was asked yet.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sean said he does do spin fishing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because if I'm telling you, man, like that's a art. I'd like to learn it one day.
The patience is the hard
I
part.
need to gain more patience. I really do.
Patience is the hard part.
So, but I would definitely book a trip with him.
100%.
Especially the Barbie doll fishing pole off the dock thing.
Yes.
All day long. All right, so Court's back in.
I'm gonna try this again.
Let's.
There you are.
We got him back.
You're
There we
back
go.
Yeah.
Now we can hear you.
Gary and Billy, you guys are talking about booking a trip. I just had a cancellation last night for Thursday. You guys jump in the truck and come on.
Oh.
I'll be
What?
in Nashville.
Well, what time do you leave?
10 o'clock.
And then, but you're running airboats?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, Court, I'll be there.
You son of a gun.
He's gonna be there by himself.
Oh man, hell yeah! All right,
Bring down the swimming bait.
the swim baits. Okay. All right. What time do you want me at the dock?
7:30.
All right, I'll be there.
7:30.
Is a half day okay?
Man.
Yeah, fuck it.
I mean,
Hell yeah. All right. Cool. So,
It probably very long to swim back to shore.
yeah. All right. We got another question for you.
This is a comment.
Oh, this is a comment. So Dave said, great show on Tarpon. Court was a great guest.
Thanks, Dave.
Tyler Jacobs, what was the question from Tyler? Oh, there it is. What area does Court fish out of?
sadly, we haven't let Mario get to that yet.
My boat's on a trailer, but Tampa Bay area. I live in Dunedin. So this time of year, I'm usually putting the boat in Dunedin, but I might run from Indian Rocks Beach all the way up to Hudson.
Sweet.
Awesome.
So basically, you follow the tarpon.
We're chasing a migratory fish, so if we get a phone call that they're somewhere else or they're just not where we are today, we'll drop the hammer and run 25, 30 miles.
That's awesome.
Awesome. I've got one more question for you, Court, on tarpon, then we'll go back to Mario. So in a situation like Billy and I were in today, where there were tarpon everywhere, it was the peak of the sun, so it was noon. They were everywhere, 12 foot of water alongside this jetty. We couldn't get them to eat. You know, we were doing the slow retrieve after somebody mentioned that to us on the boat many times. Anything else we could have done different? I mean, drop leader size.
Yeah, dropping leader size. I mean, this time of year, like I showed you that fly. This thing's,
That's the
3
ticket.
inches long. And so sometimes I'm switching down to a 2-inch fly and 40-pound leader just because they're being shot.
Gotcha.
This time of year, we get away with it here because haven't been beat up quite as much. But running the beach today, I bet I saw 12 other skiffs out there chasing tarpon. So they do get a lot of pressure. And
busy.
A lot of those fish are 30, 40 years old. So they've seen us before. So
That's
it's
insane.
being sneaky, and sometimes tarpon are just tough critters to feed. Sometimes they're just not feed.
All right, I've got a great idea.
I had no idea they lived
Hey,
home.
Brianna. So Sunday, can you hear us?
Gotcha.
All right. So Court. So Sunday, I've got to run airboats all day. It's Mother's Day. So is it okay if I bring Bree with me Thursday as a Mother's Day trip?
For
yeah.
sure.
All right.
She's
Cool.
so better looking than Billy.
Oh, I thought we were friends.
He said she's so much better than Billy anyway. Cool. All right. All right, Mario, you got any questions? Any other questions?
Well, that last one was actually one that I was going to ask. I've got a couple of them. When you're setting up, when these fish are what are these fish doing when you're actually spotting them on the beach? Are they slow rolling? Are they daisy chaining? Or How are you looking to spot up these fish that are on the beach?
It's kind of a, it could be any scenario. Today we saw at first, first thing in the morning, the fish are rolling more because the oxygen content's lower in the water. The grass hasn't been creating photosynthesis all night. And so tarpon are able to suck air in through, atmospheric air in, and then belch it back up over their gills as they swim. So early morning, you're going to see them roll more. As the water temperature starts getting really hot, you'll start to see them roll more because there's less oxygen in the water. But then sometimes, we had one situation, we pulled a fish out of a daisy chain today where these fish came, we saw them coming for 200 yards, and then they just, by the time they got to us, they just started going in a clockwise circle, just kind of following each other's tail.
Mm-hmm.
And there's certain ways that are more effective to fish that are daisy chaining, paying attention to which way your current's rolling in, and casting in a fashion to where when your bait slips through the current into the daisy chain, that those fish are coming towards it. If they're going clockwise and you cast to the right side and the current sweeps it into them, then all of a sudden it's running away. It's in front of one of the fish going away from it.
That makes sense.
Sometimes we're seeing ones or twos, a group of 1 or 2 fish coming down the beach. Other times there's 40, 50 fish coming down the beach.
That's the other question I was about to ask you too, about what size of the schools.
Don't try to cast at the school of fish. Pick out one fish and try to feed that fish.
Oh, wow.
And as you see them coming down the beach, a lot of times one of the fish will be riding a little higher, or it looks a little darker, or its nose is up. Go for that one. When you really slow down the scenario and watch it, one of those fish has a better attitude than the other ones. And taking your time and picking out that one fish. Another advantage of the fly rod is I can lay that down, pretty close to the fish that I want without spooking it.
Good deal. Good deal.
That's pretty cool.
Are these fish following certain depth contours, or are they just out everywhere wandering back and forth?
Following a depth contour, and I feel like each day that changes a little bit, but mainly each moon cycle, you have like a completely different track that they're taking. But on a daily basis, once you kind of figure out that line they're on, there's a good chance the next group's going to come down that same line. So firing up your trolling motor or running out and trying to get in front of them usually isn't the best method to get them to eat. You're probably just making it harder for the next guy down the line.
Right. Now these fish
are rather than chasing that one group of fish.
Right. I'm assuming these fish get spooky like most of these other fish any other time. Running a trolling motor, trying to catch up to them would be a pretty stupid idea, I would assume, because it's very noisy.
Yeah, real dumb idea. I would never do that.
I don't know why people would do that.
Never. No. Billy, I think I know why we failed today.
A few reasons.
20 years ago, we used to run trolling motors next to the school, drop flies over the school, and hook fish. But they know the sound of that now. I turn my GPS off during the day, because if you put your head in the water behind your transducer, you can hear it ping.
Ticking.
Yeah.
And I feel like these fish, especially the way they've been fished in a lot of passes, are starting to realize that noise means one of us is about to get jacked in the face.
That's a good way to put that, I guess.
I can't. Might be an excuse.
That's funny.
Right. Well, I don't know if I have any more questions of that. Because there's got to be some questions out there that our audience might want to ask. But
I definitely don't consider myself an expert. I have spent a lot of time thinking about them, but there's so much to these fish that we're just now starting to learn. You know, Bonefish Tarpon Trust does a really good job of creating some science behind it. But we've really only been studying these tarpon for, 50, 60 years. So we all still have a lot to learn about them.
Yeah, you sound like you're pretty proficient in the tarpon fishing, is whether it be the fly or spin. But what's your typical the flies that you use? What are you trying to mimic, or are you trying to mimic anything with a fly? I mean,
more than anything, it's a silhouette of a bait fish or a worm. We don't have worm hatches up here, but tarpon are genetically programmed to eat worms, or maybe a pass crab. We'll use a fly that looks very similar to a pass crab during those big outgoing tides at the new and full moons. And you can see this group. I mean, we've fished them. A lot of times you see the tower boats fishing them off the beaches with pass crabs. So we're doing a similar thing where we're staked out on the push pole or anchored up, and you see this group of fish come by. And if you can lay a quarter-sized or $half-sized pass crab in front of one of those fish when it comes up to, at the surface, and the way the tarpon's designed, they're designed to eat above them. A redfish is designed to eat on the ground or below it, where a tarpon, their mouth's shaped up, their eyes are up on the top of their head and in front of them. If you can lay a pass crab imitation out in front of that fish, there's a good chance it's just going to sip it. Think about how many pass crabs they have to eat to migrate to just create that many.
Oh yeah, they're eating constantly, I'm sure, because they're burning a lot of energy. Yeah. How important is the color, your color choice in your flies?
So a lot of times I say it's not. It just wasn't in the right spot or presented the right way. However, black always gets noticed. Tarpon also have the ability to see ultraviolet light. So that makes a color like purple or red more appealing to them than a lot of other fish. So I would say my fly box consists of black, red, purple, usually a combination of black and red or black and purple. Or occasionally I throw chartreuse or tan. So
Yeah, chartreuse.
I don't have colors in my fly box.
Yeah, it's not hard to miss a chartreuse lure. It's very bright, so yeah, that's understandable.
First, but you never see chartreuse fish swimming around.
Yeah.
No, never have I ever.
The nuclear power plant, you see a few.
We're over on the East Coast.
Yeah. Blinky got the 3 eyeballs. I think that's probably all the questions I have.
That's
for you.
awesome.
How about you, Gary?
I've got 2 questions. One, how long have you been guiding now?
I've been full time for 7 years.
7 years. All right. 2, there's a lot of people asking, how do you book a trip with you? What's the best way? Phone number, website, what do you prefer?
Recreationspecialist.org is my website. That's the easiest way. You can reach out to me through Instagram or Facebook, either Court Douthit on Facebook or Recreation Specialist on Instagram. And I have a girl, Christina, that will communicate, so I'm not answering my phone out there on the water all day. And she's my business's lifesaver, because I know I'm going to be at the ramp tomorrow morning. She knows who's going to be there with me.
Nice.
Awesome. Love it, man. Well, Court, dude, thank you so much for joining us. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's get up there.
What's
Absolutely.
that? Oh, yeah, dude. Grouper, man. Grouper's fired up right now. So
Bring your heavy stuff. We'll try to get one on fly.
we got one last year with them.
Yeah.
Yep. But all right, and we'll see you Thursday at 7:30.
Fantastic, brother. I'm looking forward to it.
Likewise, man. Thank
Good
you
to see
so
you,
much,
Court.
dude.
I did too. Be like, see you guys.
See you, brother.
See ya.
Well, that was Captain Mario with
Captain Court.
Captain Court on the Ayinde Matthews State Farm casting couch.
Doesn't get much more official.
Yeah, dude. What a cool dude, man. I'm so pumped for Thursday. Bree, you excited?
Pretty jealous.
You're allowed to talk. So, guys, that was Tarpon. I think if you didn't get some of the most valuable information right there,
Yeah.
I mean, Mario.
I learned a lot.
Dude, that was
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
a lot of
Learned
science
a lot.
behind it. Yeah, I love that. I love science of fishing. All right, so what we're going to be giving away tonight is I was just looking through the schedule. We've got a couple openings for Mother's Day. You know, let's treat these ladies. They've got the hardest job on the face of Earth. So I'm going to give away a free airboat ride.
Nice.
You know, would love to do it on Mother's Day. So whoever wins tonight, give us a call in the morning. And only mothers? Like a website? Oh.
Wow.
Do we have enough? Okay. All right. So Sean's got a good idea. So only mothers. So if you're a mom, the first 6 people to say, "I have the hardest job," is going to get entered onto the Extreme Decalz Hydro Deck Catch of the Week. Or no,
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
I know. I almost said it too.
Yeah, it's been a long week. And then we're gonna spin away here shortly. So all you got to say is, "I've got the hardest job." If you're a mother, the first 6 moms out there to say, "I've got the hardest job," it's gonna get added onto the board for a free airboat ride with you and your family this Sunday. So say it away, and then we're gonna go back. Oh, there it is. How cool was that?
Yeah.
Seeing Miss Ned.
Yep.
I did. I gave her a hug on the left from me, and then I
Hug on the
said,
right.
"Breeze, a hugger on the right." So, but dude, I love the Bahio people,
I do
man.
too.
They're such cool cats.
Yep.
So, all right, guys, we're gonna go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna see which lucky mama
Been in the winning.
wins that airboat trip this weekend.
Hey Gary, what you doing?
Oh, just going through the book, looking at some dash panels.
As nice as that sounds, what if we went and did something a little more custom? Do you know anybody that might be able to make a switch panel like this?
Let's go talk to Brian.
I think Brian would be a good idea for that.
Cool, let's go.
It'd be sweet.
Oh, Brian.
Hey, man.
What's up, brother?
I got a cardboard cutout. Can you make it into something for me?
Absolutely, let's do it. All right.
What?
This is our dash panel complete. Just wanted to throw a huge shout out to Brian up there at Extreme Decalz. Nailed it. This is exactly what I had envisioned when I drew literally a cardboard cutout for this to become a true dash piece and showpiece at the same time. Thank you very much, Brian. I'm super stoked to see this thing on the water.
Alrighty, we are back. We've got the board filled up. I love seeing how many mamas watch this show. It's too cool.
We do appreciate it.
So, Billy, why don't you spin that reel?
Time
And
for the Reel of Fortune for the Mamas and the Jets and see who. There goes a Brie.
we gotta switch over to the other shot here. All right, so it's frozen over there.
Hey, there we are. All right, I have all 6 ladies on here and mothers actually. We are gonna spin it to see who wins an actual airboat ride with us. I'm gonna go with a sheep's head.
Grouper. Snook.
What do we get? Snook? We are looking at Missing Ned, actually.
Missing Ned.
Yes.
Whoa.
Way to be Missing Ned.
There it is. Too cool.
Time to come to town.
Well, listen, Missing Ned, we know you live across the state. If you cannot make it this Sunday, obviously that offer is good for whenever. Just let us know. We would love to see you. I can't believe
that's too cool.
This win. Yeah. I mean, shoot, that is awesome. Like, she hosted us this week, and so again, if you can't make it Sunday, that's redeemable for life. Guys, we love you all. Thank you so much. And dude, this is Fish Talk Live.
Yeah, that is a real thing, Missing Ned. Thank you.
So have a happy Mother's Day to all of y'all. You guys are the best in the world. Thank you for everything you do, for raising things like this right here. And we will see you all next Tuesday.
See you.
Thank you, sponsors. Billy, we forgot to do something. Did he just do it?
Oh, yeah.
Brody, come on. I don't think he did it. Brody.
We'll see.
Billy, we forgot to do something very important.
Thank you, Phillips Auto Group.
Thank you, Ayinde Matthew State Farm.
Thank you, Brian, up there at Extreme Decalz and Hydro Deck.
Nature Coast Financial Advisors. Bubba, Bahio Sunglasses, Abyss Batteries. You know, Abyss Batteries.
Oh, yeah.
I need to touch on something real quick.
Yeah.
We left in such limited time for that tournament. I forgot to charge batteries. I forgot to put fuel in the boat, too.
That's another subject.
Was on the trolling motor all day long. Never charged it. Went straight to our New Waters filming. Mm-hmm. Never charged it.
Yeah, I think we actually ran it the first day for about...
It was like 6-7 miles.
It was 6-7 miles, about 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
And in a grand total, and I think we finally knocked it down to 20%.
And the coolest part was we got a notification on our phone saying that we had 20% battery life. And they any battery, you never want to wear all the way down.
Absolutely
it's very
not.
damaging. So it gave you that notification over and over and over.
It lets you know you're low.
Yeah, you're low, but charged it overnight and then never had to charge it again.
No, nope.
Yeah, that was
the best thing ever.
That was really cool.
Sweet piece.
But again, thank you to all of our sponsors. Phillips Auto Group's got us there, back, there, over, everywhere, all over again.
All the way around.
Yet towed a broken trailer. Yamaha, powered us around all week. So Rodan Trolling Motors. Man, thank you all. And
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Brody says.
Or Mother's
See you
Day.
guys soon. Thanks for watching.
Farted.
You all right? Oh, I'm good. I told you to be careful. Is that GoPro on? Yeah. That's bad right there. Oh, that was better than catching a fish.